Today's horoscope for Sunday, June 14th, 2026. All zodiac signs with the day's practical advice. Aries. This day puts money, self-respect, and the way you name what you ask for at the center. For Aries, the drive is still strong, but it works better when it turns into a concrete choice. A number, a sentence, a clean cut of what is unnecessary. The new moon in Gemini adds a short, practical tone to messages, contacts, and nearby exchanges. Today to do, write down one useful thing only, a question, deadline, or proposal. The new moon in Gemini favors brief steps, and Mercury with Mars makes a clear summary more effective. Taurus. Venus turns the focus to your home base as space, habits, and close relationships. And the new moon makes a simple choice more useful than an instinctive reaction. For Taurus, what matters is what still stands after the first impulse. A controlled amount, a well-chosen word, a lighter domestic mood. The day works when you turn sensitivity into a concrete gesture. Today to do, put one useful move in writing. A payment, estimate, list, or habit to correct. The new moon rewards a small but verifiable step. Gemini. The day asks you to choose which information deserves space and which can stay in the background. Mercury brings the focus to money, fees, and practical requests, while the new moon makes the way you show up more visible. In contacts, a direct tone matters. In practical matters, one extra check does too. Today to do, send one message or ask one question, with clear numbers and timing. Mercury with Mars helps movement if you don't force the answer through too many detours. Cancer. This day favors you if you treat work, reputation, and responsibility as one single front. The new moon with Saturn and Pallas supports a sober, credible step, while a tension around change discourages sudden moves. You do well when you protect your image with simple, clear, and verifiable actions. Today to do, take one small front and bring it to completion in a few steps. Pallas helps when you leave unnecessary complications aside. Leo. This day works when you choose carefully who to listen to and which goal to keep in front of you. The new moon in Gemini gives the day a clean restart, while the sun shifts the center of gravity toward contacts and shared projects. You do better when you show presence without taking up the whole stage. Today to do, put one idea, request, or agreement in writing in a few precise lines. The mix of the new moon and Saturn favors essential steps, the kind that are understood right away and can actually be used. Virgo. The day works when you choose a few contacts and one priority. Mercury puts friendships and goals in the spotlight, while the new moon makes the role you are taking on more visible. For you, the gain comes from refining one verifiable choice, not from complicating it with too many parallel checks. Today to do, review an agreement, a shared expense, or a pending deadline, and do it with one simple question. A written note avoids unnecessary misunderstandings. Libra. The day puts the people who truly matter to your plans at the center. Friends, contacts, and light but reliable alliances. The new moon in Gemini widens the outlook, while Venus asks for agreement without losing your position. In the next hours, the person who speaks clearly and chooses a verifiable gesture works best. Today to do, line up timing, responsibilities, and one clear request. This day rewards a clean word more than an elegant but vague speech. Scorpio. The day does not ask for special effects. It brings to the surface what truly supports your emotional and practical base. For you, the theme runs through home, habits, and shared intimacy, with a clarity that helps you see what to keep, what to lighten, and where to change tone without hardening. Today to do, take one habit that no longer works and adjust it without drama. A time, a delivery, a small task. That is the kind of change this day truly rewards. Sagittarius. For Sagittarius, the day does not reward broad moves, but the ones that touch one precise point. A trust to review, a number to clarify, a pact to make more sober. Jupiter pushes toward transformation, but the new moon in Gemini asks for short words and simple agreements. If you stay concrete, you can make a useful step without losing your horizon. Today, to do. If a proposal convinces you, lock it in right away with simple words. What you do, by when, and with what margin. Capricorn. The day puts home, roots, and your ability to hold a choice without hardening it at the center. The new moon in Gemini adds method to practical hours. If you separate what you feel from what you have to do, you find a more solid solution than usual. What helps most is not tightening everything, but choosing one precise gesture and doing it well. Today to do, sit down and map out who does what and by when, so the current step stays concrete. The day rewards practical direction, not half promises. Aquarius. For you, this day puts at the center what you can create when you do not limit yourself to the usual pattern. The new moon in Gemini, with quiet support from Saturn, makes it easier to turn an impulse into something useful. Meanwhile, Uranus pushes you to revisit price, taste, and priorities without losing concreteness. Today to do, take a message, estimate, or request and make it more essential. With the new moon and Mercury active, a clear form is worth more than a long explanation. Pisces. This day turns your attention to resources, income, and the way you give weight to things. For you, intuition is not enough. You need to understand what really matters, without letting a good idea turn into a vague cost. The new moon gives the day a more contained, home-centered tone, so it works best when you keep sensitivity and measure together. Today to do, if you need to clarify money, time, or availability, put a few clean, concrete lines in writing. Uranus and Neptune work better when you leave room for a simple solution, not an endless speech. Thanks for listening. You can read the full horoscope for every sign on en.milazzo.life.